So it has been a very long time since I've done anything with the channel. Uh, we started off with a bang. I was very appreciative of all the views we got, and the responses were very positive. But sometimes when things start off quickly, unfortunately for me, I'd like to say life got hard, but life actually just kind of kicked me in the balls. So now we're back. There's a lot of still things going on health-wise behind the scenes. We'll take care of that. That's for another video. Let's get into the Bigfoot stuff. As of August 9th, managed to get back out in the woods, and it was a nighttime visit, which was very cool because I don't get to do that very often. And a friend was with me. We had a couple thermals, a couple flashlights, and as soon as we pulled into the parking lot, I was fiddling around. I had loaned a friend one of my recorders, and unfortunately, I forgot to even check. The recorder never got recharged. So as I was trying to figure something out, we opened the doors. I was trying to get my backup phone to work and use that as a recorder. And then you hear off in the distance what sounds like a motorboat or a classic car engine start to rev up. And being on Lake Michigan, that's pretty normal. You hear it rev up and then level off, and away it goes. But in this case, all it did was and stopped. My friend looked at me and I looked at her and I said, "What the F was that?" Knowing what it was, I mean, it was what we were out there for. We were close to dark. Definitely after sunset, but still not quite dark. Fortunately, no recorder, couldn't get the backup phone to work. Finally figure out how to get the backup phone, so then we start our walk. And again, this is August 9th at night. And as we're walking, at first things were fine, first 25 yards or so. But then you could start hearing things, walk around a little bit. You could hear what sounded like footsteps, which could have been anything, could have been deer. It is that time of year, it's in the woods. And then as it got darker, things got a little more interesting as we heard what could be a couple wood knocks. We also heard what could have been a whoop. We each had a thermal. I was using a dodgy phone that a friend of mine had recommended, and my friend had a FLIR for her iPod. And so we were kind of double checking each other. If I'd see something, she would check with her thermal and see if we could see it on that, because I had mine set on black and white. Theirs was on color. And sometimes we'd be able to debunk what each other was seeing. So we got probably about 100 yards down, and then it was just like a big wall. It's like, okay, this is as far as I'm going comfortably at this point, because farther down, she was seeing red blips, popping in and out of the trees. And on mine, I could see the same black blips, and they were moving. They were popping in and out. And now it's dark. So every time I'm looking at my thermal, it takes my eyes a few minutes to adjust. And because you hear knocking while you're looking this way at the phone, you turn away, and then your vision's all messed up. Anybody who's done the night stuff knows that that's how that works. And we heard a couple big footsteps by us. There were some thermal images that so much was happening so quick that we don't even think to start snapping pictures. There's a few of them, but those ones are, you see something poke its head out, and then as you're taking the picture, the head's going back behind the tree, so all you see is this instead of before where it was this. And then I happened to turn around with my thermal, and I could see the tree was still hot from where the sun had been on it. But as you went down the tree, you could see what looked like a human shape, but it was a big human shape. And I'm like, oh, hey, look. And I've got audio of all of this, but obviously there's a whole lot more language in it than what I'm going to tell you here. So to censor that it's going to be quite a feat, but we'll get it out there. And she looks, and sure enough, it's a red figure. And so we're talking back and forth. Holy crap, look at that. He's got to be a 7-footer. and then it starts walking toward us. And we're like, oh crap. And it just kind of keeps walking, and it gets 25 yards closer. So it was between us and the car at this point. So about 50 yards, because the car's about 100 yards away, and it's between us and the car. And we keep talking, and it just kind of it gets within probably 20 yards before it finally stops. Stands there, you know, make a little grunt, and think, oh boy, now I'm in trouble, because maybe it's going to take it as a challenge and just take me apart. And it stood there for 12 seconds, because I counted once that sound was made, and then it turned and just walked off to our left, what would be its right. We gave it a few minutes. We could hear it walking around, the heavier footsteps, and we're both like, okay, now it's time to go. So it was a totally different feeling than what I was used to out there at night. My mom and I went out the following week, so it would have been August 17th during the day. And it'd been my mom's first time going with me, and we found a whole bunch of tree structures. It seems like something's happened out there, either a change in leadership, a change in individuals in the clan itself, because now a lot of the old tree structures are gone and they're replaced by bigger ones, you know, and even more intricate ones. We even were walking, and all of a sudden there's a stump with a hole in it, and about an 8-foot tree limb jammed through the hole, and I couldn't budge it. So whatever had a lot more strength and power than I did. We found a couple 17-inch tracks that were, you could get the half heel with the right 2 toes, so the pinky and the next toe over. So we had a lot of fun doing that. I got really excited about it. And as a matter of fact, tomorrow night, Saturday the 14th, she wants to go out at night. I warned her how sketchy that can get, especially as far as sounds and everything. But for being 70 years old, she's in better shape than I am. So we're going to go out and see if we can have a little fun. And I just want to thank people, if you're watching this. So we're going to start uploading a little more regularly. We're getting the health issues figured out. And there are some things in the works. There's a collab I'm hoping to do with somebody that I'm very excited about. So hopefully we can make that happen sometime soon and get that up on the channel. And then also I will be on Bigfoot Outlaws, shaking the cage, rattling the bones on Sunday night. It'll be the 15th at 6 o'clock Michigan time. So I'm not sure what it's about yet, so that could be interesting. He just asked me if I would do a show, and I said of course. And so tune in to Bigfoot Outlaw at 6, and until then, I will catch you on the next click.